allegedly. It's just the word allegedly. It's what I heard allegedly. It's on the street allegedly. I sing to the beat allegedly. 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 It's what I heard allegedly. It's just the word allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue allegedly. It won't help you allegedly. 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 Bitch, one of you was flat. So we opened congratulating Drew on her new to-be original. I don't know, something. I might pee. Chris Stokes is the director. Right now, that's not a name you should have said. So that's what he's been up to. She said it's a movie you got to watch a couple times. No, honey, I'm sure once is enough. So Drew says, I feel like there was unfinished business with Sheree and Candy and Kenya, and I would have liked to have addressed that, but you know, the new heifers is here. She said, I didn't get to know a lot of the girls, so I'll get to know them watching along with you guys. You sound like a friend of the show. She said, we were gagged at the new girls' tea since we're finding that out for the first time. AKA, you was surprised that girl was shucking snatch. Well, I mean, that's what happens when people will pay for it. Ain't nobody offer you no money for yours. Ralph snatches your coin and spends it on different tampa twat. But then we get to Kenya. So what happens? Is she going to be shown? And Drew's like, I don't even know if they're going to use footage of the heifer. She thinks they could have resolved their differences and had a conversation. I'm sorry. Once we're talking twat, I'm done with you. Candy gonna say, when is too much when people start lying? Really, Candy? You gonna say when it's too much? Okay, heifer. And then Drew said, it's never too much on me. Drew, you need to get your husband. Ralph is why there's been anything on you. He's the one out there with Floridian secrets. Drew is expecting Kenya to come back. She said she better. I think we've told Kenya's bitter, lonely story long enough. I've seen her chase off enough men. Oh, Drew had some issues with Brittany because Brittany's the reason, well, Kenya's the reason that Kenya ain't there, but Drew wanted to blame Brittany. She said she needed the break, but things have been challenging for her financially because the divorce is expensive. But he's still living with you, so what y'all spending your money on? Oh, no, she's been back in the damn studio. That's a shame. Wasting time. It's a pity. If anybody shouldn't be in the studio, it's Drew Sidora. Oh, she's got music coming out in December. A harsh month for a harsh voice. A court order to move in the basement. Why not a court order to head on down to Tampa? She's like, look, as long as it's a court order, I'll deal with it, but I want my own space where you can kiss women in private or in the privates. She wants Nene to come back since she's been on that little NBC show. They have a great rapport. She'd also like Kim Zolciak to come back for what? Her advice to the new girls is to not be on the attack. So they've been attacking your butt, I see. And your ratty extensions, too. So she said the cast don't really know what happened with Kenya, so they gonna see you on TV. So her and Phaedra got into it at the end of the season. She whines that she's the most open on the cast and everybody knows the most about her. We saw her rupture her Achilles. Okay, Heifer, sorry that you hurt yourself, but other than that, the shit's been fake or Floridian secrets. They asked her, what do you think about the other housewives acting? And she said, well, as long as they're good, go ahead. Maybe I could start an acting class for the girls. All right, well, that was the shit. And I mean shit. And I did mean shit. Drew didn't give me much hope for this season at all. I mean, she's still milking this divorce with Ralph, and baby, we don't care. We never cared. Ralph is cute, but I don't even want to know what the Floridian secret is, but I've got a pretty good guess. In I Guess He Got It Now news, rapper T.I. was slammed with a massive $2 million tax lien. He got $71 million coming. IRS, hold your horses. He gonna hit you up with that real quick. Oh, God. Even Joni Mitchell is taking Donald Trump down. You know you have to be a true nugget of a turd to get Joni Mitchell in her 80s cussing you out on stage at the Hollywood Bowl. Go ahead, Joni, go ahead. In Diddy news, Shine says that he was set up to be the fall guy in the 1999 shooting involving him in the trailer for the new documentary, The Honorable Shine. Well, I'm glad that he's going to get his story out and people will actually believe it. And now that he's sitting behind bars, who knows if they'll happily add a charge. I know Shine just has to be like, may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but I'm so glad I got to see justice. But who's not glad that Diddy is seeing justice is NJ Envy. He said Diddy deserves bond and criticizes the public for convicting him without all the evidence. Is this because your ass was caught up in a real estate Ponzi scheme and you're missing out on prison time by the skint of your teeth? By the skint? Is that why, NJ? I just wonder why you want to be so lenient on a man who has beaten women on camera in a hallway. We've seen it. But you say he deserves bond. You want to go to one last freak off. You mad you never got to toot for Tussie, or did you toot for Tussie? Are you going to show up on the tapes? Is that why you want leniency? I could see it. I could see it. Ooh, you're bland, babe, puss. Mm-hmm. I could see you giving up your yams and hindquarters. Let me find out you was on the tapes. Deserves bond. You deserved a divorce, but your dumb wife stayed with you. In Shove It Up Your Ass news, Woody apologizes for snitching on Young Thug. I could not imagine being in court, being in prison, spending all this money, and then the snitch gonna say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Oh, I'm gonna see you're sorry. I'm gonna show your ass sorry. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. And speaking of sorry, Drake and J-Lo as a couple. That would be sorry to me, but also it would make a lot of sense because they are culture vultures to their own people, shall we say. They both have the air of inauthenticity. And I think that would be a match made in heaven. I mean, you're both fakes, you're both frauds, you're both annoying as hell, and you're both self-absorbed and vain. And vain. I think it would work. I actually think it would work. But what didn't work is Tyra Banks strutting down the runway because everybody said she was a nightmare backstage and the only model that demanded her own dressing room. I mean, she is Tyra Banks and y'all was putting her in that embarrassing ass outfit. I would want to make sure my superhero belt was adjusted before I came out and people started taking pictures. Also, the other models don't care if people see them because they still look like models. And Tyra, she looked good, but she might not want to be seen in that light at that current weight. I wouldn't want nobody to see it either. Don't act like it's wrong for her not to want an embarrassing photo out there because we know how you people are. Tyra Banks, cellulite. She said, bump that. I'm going to keep a private dressing room. I don't blame her. Oh, God. Trump turned down his interview with the Shade Room, and I'm sad because that would have been hilarious. But you know what will be hilarious? When Trina gets a divorce because she got married without a prenup. You actually have a catalog of hits. It's a small catalog, but you still have a catalog. How? Why? Ain't no dick good enough in the world to make me not get enough. I know that fool tried to take this channel if you walk out the door. I wish the fuck I didn't, because my husband brings all his money to me, so I'm in charge. He can't spend a dime without my consent. Girl, 56 and stupid as the day is long. I can't believe it. Well, I can. I can. You know what else I can't believe but can? The driver that was caught on video faking the insurance scam. They swooped in front of this woman and she stopped short. She was able to keep from hitting them. This motherfucker backed up into her at 20 miles an hour. Thank God. And this was on the New Jersey Turnpike. So God is appropriate. Thank God she had her dash cam on. My goodness. Because then you just see them back up. And then all the people get out and they're like, ah, ooh, ee. And then you see the one guy look into her car as he's taking a picture of the license plate. And then he sees she has a camera. He looked dead in that camera. Dead in that camera. And realized he was fucked. And I found out when you commit that kind of fraud, there's a database. And if you ever get into an accident and you try to claim it, they're going to say no because you've committed fraud before. So I hope y'all never end up with a real ooh, ah, because it's going to be ooh, ah, at your pocket. It's going to be at your pocket. At your pocket. Well, those were today's top stories from this bottom, but I'm going to see you soon for some.